Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly J Jewellery. This week I have made quite a few of these mini pumpkins. They're quite cute. I'm really pleased how they've all turned out. I've actually made all of these in the video, so the basic structure is the same, how you capture the stone, and then how you finish off the wires at the top determines how it looks at the end. So I've made all of these in this video and I'll go through them all with you now and show you how they're all made. They're all quite unique, quite interesting, so let's get to it. To make this pendant you'll need 0.7mm wire, which is 21 gauge, and I've cut 4 lengths at 6 inches, which is 15 centimeters. I've got 0.25mm weaving wire, which is 30 gauge. I'll put on the screen how much you use because I'm not sure how much I'll have left. 10mm cab or similar, anything that kind of size will do for this mini. If you want to make a full size one, then you can. Obviously you'll need longer wires. I've got these cute little leaves. I picked these up off Etsy. I don't remember when. They've been in my drawer for years. Quite cute, and they've got like a hole at the top, so I can add them like a bead. I've got a selection of little beads as well I'll be using today. These are all copper, 4mm, 3 and 2mm beads. When you buy your beads, you must check the hole size to make sure they'll fit onto your base wires. What else have we got? Right, tools. Pliers, round nose pliers, cutters and nylon pliers. If you don't have nylon pliers, don't worry. I like having these for compressing and flattening the weave, straightening the wires. All my tools are Tronex, and there's a list of all these things in the description below. My main pliers are needle nose P521. Okay, so I'll put a list in the description below. I'm not sponsored by Tronex or anybody. That's just my tool of choice. So as you can see, I'm planning on making a few of these today. So I'll make the basic design where we wrap the stone, and then you can redo that, and we'll do lots of different ways of finishing it off. So cut your wires to the lengths that I have. Find the centre of those wires. Take your weaving wire, and we'll just attach those wires together. So we'll start with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. So we'll wrap around the bottom 2 wires, coming up between those 2 wires. Then go around the middle 2, coming up between those. Go around the top 2, coming up between the bottom 2 wires. Wrap around the middle 2, wrap around the bottom 2, come up between those 2. So you can see the repeat. We're going to do that a few more times to hold across the bottom of the stone. So I've done 5 repeats of that weave. I like to flatten it, compress it together. We'll finish with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. Cut that wire at both ends. Press down your little cut ends. Then we're going to shape these wires around the stone. Bend it a little to start with. And then move into a flat surface. We're going to carefully pull the wires around the stone. So check your wires aren't crossing over each other on the sides, and where those wires meet, you're going to bend them out. So the wires come together above the stone. Try and get it nice and central. You can always slide the weave along a little bit. Because Grace is making all the noise, if you can hear her. It's gone and fetched her chew. So we'll join those wires together at the top. And then at the top we're just going to part the wires so we can see what's front and back. Take your weaving wire, wrap 3 times around one of the back wires, slide it down to where the wires meet, and then bring them together, and we'll tie around the whole thing, attaching it together there. So we need to go around several times. And then wrap around one of the back wires 3 times to hold that together. This wire from the beginning of that, we can cut that off. Press down that little cut end. And then just make sure your stone still fits in there. So reposition your stone to make sure it still fits in there. And we'll turn to the back and we'll grip that back wire. Make sure your weave is nice and central first. We'll grab this back wire and we'll twist it over the stone. Press it against the stone. On the other side, grip the back wire, twist it over the stone, press the wire against the stone. Pulling that wire back a little bit. So moving to the front, I'm just going to pull these wires apart so we know what's what. So I'm pulling the back wires out. So my 2 front wires are at the front there. I'll just spread them out a bit so I can see what's going on. What we're going to do is we're going to take this front wire and we're just going to pull it forwards. And then we're going to grip that front wire and we're going to just pull on it a little bit. Just going to push it in a little towards the top there. Then I'm going to do the same for the other side. So get that front wire, push it forwards a little, and then where that wire comes up, pull on that wire a little bit. We can do that with the next one as well. On both sides. And just give them a little pull at the top. And then at the top of the stone, we give it a squeeze. So you're pulling the wires into the stone a little bit. So I've retied the top together because I pulled it a bit loose. We need to sort out these wires. We've got 2 back wires. They need to go straight up. And then the rest need to go out to the sides. So we've got 3 on each side. Take your weaving wire and we'll continue weaving. We'll go along the back 2 wires only. So we'll go around the 2 wires, come up between those 2 wires, and we'll go around the top wire, then around the bottom wire, just pushing my wires a bit closer together, and we'll repeat that. Go around 2, come up between, go around the top wire, around the bottom wire. Please mention me when sharing your finished work online. Please don't share images of the back or in progress, as it gives my designs away. And thanks to everybody who already does. I really appreciate you all so much. I really do. So I've done 2 centimetres of that weave. Pull it forwards at the base and then bend it over to the back. Done it with my bow pliers because it gets it a lot straighter. And if you then hold it still and wiggle your pliers, it brings it in nicely at the back there. And then you can take your weaving wire around. If you part these wires, it helps keep it central. Take your weaving wire around above the previous wraps to attach it down, and then finish with wraps around one of those back wires. And then jump back to the beginning and make a load more like this. And then you can choose which design you want to make. So I'm going to make a load more like this too. And then we can finish them off. To start with, I think I'm going to pick like a kind of central wire. I'm going to do a nice big scoop on the top. Very scoopy curly these are going to be today. And then when it comes over to this side, I'm going to add a little bead. I'm going to add a bigger bead actually. I'm going to add a 4mm bead. And then I'm going to take the wire carefully around the bead. Like that. And then I'm going to scoop it around again. And I'm going to leave it there for a minute. I'm going to take the next wire. I'm going to scoop that over the original middle shape. So I'm going over to the other side. I'm going to come underneath that wire. And I'm going to go around, doing a curl below this one here. So we're doing a tiny curl at the bottom there. So this wire here, I'm going to add one of these little leaves. And then I'm going to take that wire around and underneath those other wires, letting my leaf come down to the bottom there. And then I'm going to take that around to the back. One of these front wires over here, I'm going to bring around. I'm going to pop a bead on there. I'll go for 3mm this time. My leaf is very tiny. I've seen some beautiful big leaves being used on the pumpkins this year. I'm going to take that wire around the curl into another curl, and then I'm going to bring it together at the bottom here. I'm going to curl it back out this way, so you can do anything you want with these. So I've got 2 wires left. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to pull it on down a bit, and I'm just going to do some curls. I'm actually going to go around my round nose pliers. A few times. I'm going to take that up, pull it open a little bit if I can get in there. And then I shall finish that wire off around the bail. They really are so free flowing, you can do really anything. You can take the wires anywhere and it'll work. Finish that off around the top of the bail there. So I'll curl it round with the round nose and then squeeze it around with my pliers. Just wire on this side. I'm just going to bring around the middle there, and I'm going to curl to the front there. I've gone around this wire that comes down here, so they're kind of holding each other down, so we haven't got to tie anything down. I'm going to cut these wires off, finish them in little curls, and this one just goes around the back there. So the one that goes around the back, that can just fully wrap around that centre part, squeeze in place. And we've got these 2 back wires left as well. And then all these wires at the front here. That is one crazy swirly pumpkin. I'm just going to curl. It's a bit easier using the 0.7 wire, because then you can get your curls nice and tiny. So I'll curl this one this way. And then that one that's linked into it, I'll curl that the other way. Then they're holding each other together. This one's going to go this way. Curly craziness. 2 wires at the back. Cut them short and curl them out to the sides. Nice little tiny curls, and then just take a second just to match up the heights of those. How cute is that? So I'm going to make a couple more. I'll show you how I finish them, and then I'll oxidise all of them. So I've made 4, and I've got that one that I did already that I showed you how to do. So if you want to do that one, go ahead and do that one. I'm just going to pick one of these and I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to do obviously something a little bit different, but I'm going to be attaching beads, leaves and adding a few curls and swirls. So first I'm going to take this middle wire, I'm going to scoop it over to the side, and then I'm going to scoop it back in. I'm going to take the next wire, I'm going to bring that around, I'm going to take it over, hold on a minute, so I'm going to bring it around and I'm going to take it behind that wire. And then I'm going to come over the top of that wire and I'm going to add a little bead there. And I'm going to curl it around again below the bead. I'm going to take this one around. I'm going to go behind both of the wires. I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to pop a leaf on it. Feel free to do anything you want. Add as many different dangles or extras or your little autumn findings. And I'm going to pull it around so that bead, that leaf comes nice and low down. I'm going to add a little bead onto it as well, I think. Didn't even know if I'd pick that up then. Right. Go on, go through. Like that. And then that goes across the back, that wire. This wire is going to come up and go round the bail. I'm just going to squeeze that around the bail a little. This one that goes around the back, I can cut that one off too. And just press that around the middle section there. Gracie's snoring her head off. This one here, I'm going to curl that around. I'm going to come across the front there. I'm going to go under that wire. and I'm going to go across the back. And I've got one wire left. I'm going to just cut some wires off and then I'll finish that last one. So the wire that went around the back, I'm just going to press that around the back there. This wire that comes down here, I'm going to cut that and curl it. And then this one that comes around the other way, I'm going to cut that too. Hold on a minute, how shall I do this? Let's curl that one. And then I'll curl this one. And this one, I'm going to take it around those pliers. I'm holding it quite close to the base. I'm going to go around, and then I'm going to go around it again. And again. So I'm making like a little coily spring, and it goes smaller and smaller. And then I'm just going to direct it a little bit. Try and control it. Crazy curl it is. Where shall I take it? I think I'm going to push it down. Curled it around a little bit at the base to direct it to go down a little. And I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to finish it. So we've brought it down and around, and I've put it behind that curl, and I'm going to finish it around that wire. Spreading those out a little bit. And then at the back, I'm just going to finish it the way I did the other one. Cut those bits off and curl them around. And then just need to level them up and get the heights right. Late in the day, I feel like I'm rushing. I feel like I'm rushing about. Close those curls so they don't catch on anything. So that's two cute little pumpkins. So I've selected another one. Let's do another one. I'm going to take the first wire, which is the front wire. I'm going to press it down at the base, and I'm going to scoop it up and over the other way. I'm going to go around the round nose pliers. And around and around. I'm going to make like a little coil, springy coil thingy. then I'm just going to spread them out a little bit. So I'm bringing them around into an arc. So it goes that way, but it comes back this way to the end, like that. I'm going to take the next wire over that whole thing. I'm going to pop a bead on it. I'm going to let the bead drop down to about there. I'm going to curl around the bead. Come on, bead, play nice. Taking this wire under the curly and over the side to the back. I'm going to take another one of these wires on this side. I'm going to scoop it down. I'm going to come across. I'm going to add a little bead. And I'm going to go around the bead there. I'm going to send that wire across the back too. So I've got two wires coming across the back. I'm going to cut them here. Send them over that side. Squeezing them around the back. I'm going to take this wire, I'm going to bring it around, I'm going to pop a leaf on it, I seem to be putting all my leaves over on that side, don't I? I won't put a leaf on it, I'll put the leaf somewhere else. I'll pop a bead on it instead. You really can do anything you like. And I'm going to hook around that wire from the curl. I'm going to curl that wire. You can really let the wires dictate to you what to do with this one because it's all very curly swirly craziness. You can't have too much with this. The one from the curl can now just be cut and curled under too because that's held onto that wire. So I'll finish that off in a tight little curl there. I think I'm going to finish these two wires above, just going up and over the bail because I've got a lot going on with this one. And I'm going to pull those two wires, I've shaped them how I want them to be, trying to hold them in place there. I'm going to pull them both through the bail. And then I shall cut those and pull them over the bail and then press them around to finish them off. I'm going to close that curl a bit. So I just need to finish those 2 wires at the back, and I'm going to do them the same. And then curl them up, same as I did for the other ones. So with this one, I'm going to start with my leaf, I think. I'm going to put a couple on this one. I haven't used these leaves for anything else, so they're just sat there. I might as well use them up. I can't remember where I got them from. I'll turn that one around. So I'm popping 2 leaves on. I'm on that side for a change. Turn that round the back. So I'm going to send this wire around, kind of to match and follow that one. Then I'm going to send this one around too, a little bit lower down. I'm going to pop a bead on that one. I'm going to take this wire, I'm going to scoop it over and send it out too. I've got a little bit more organisation going on with this one. I'm going to take all those 3 wires across the back there. The 3 wires I've sent over and the original one from the beginning that had the leaves, I'm going to cut all those off and wrap them around the middle section. Press them around, you know, the middle bit where the bail, bottom of the bail is. Press them all around tightly into place. This wire on this side, my leaves keep falling, so I'm going to use that to support the leaves. I'm going to bring it around quite wide so the leaves can sit against it. And I'm going to bring that up to there and take that over the back too. I don't think there's any room to wrap around the middle, is there? There is. I've got room for one more. Nice quick projects these are, if you fancy giving a few of them a go. And this last wire, I'm going to have to do a crazy curly swirly thingy. We'll go around the pliers. Sometimes you just got to make a load of these just to get all those curls out your system. It's good for practicing all your wire handling actually. Now these are great because you can shape them to go wherever you want. So I'm going to angle it down and pull it in a bit. And then I'm going to slowly bring them around. So I'll take one at a time. It's swooping them around a bit like that. Do you know what I mean? So you can really direct them wherever you want them to go. And then I'm going to take it around that big wire that's supporting the leaves. I'm going to carefully hook it around so it holds onto that wire. It kind of grips it like ivy. So there you go, there's something a bit different and a bit more organised. I like that one. Really like how that one turned out. Going to finish the back 2 wires the same. Cut them off and curl them. You don't need to see me do that again. I do it on everyone. I've got one left to go. So with this one, I'm going to start with a curl with this wire. How am I going to do it? So I'll go around and around, and I'll send this one up, I think. And I'll bring them over the front of the bail there, or into an arc. Can I send that through the bail? Makes a change me telling the wires where to go. And then I'll attach that to the bail at the top there. Right, we're off to a start. I'm going to bring this one over next. I'm going to bring it over to this side and scoop it over to that side. I'm going to put a bead on it. And I'm going to go around the bead again. I'm going to send that wire around the back. I'm going to send this next wire over that bead and down this way. This next wire on this side, I'm going to push that up a little bit, and I'm going to scoop that one over this way too. That's the wire that went around the back. So that one I'm going to cut him off, press that around the bail. It's so nice and easy finishing wires off around the bail. I'm going to bring this wire down and around, and I'm going to pop a leaf on it, I think. Which one is it? That one. I'm going to take those 3 wires over the side and around that bail middle section. And then this wire is going to scoop down. I'm going to pop another bead on it. Have I got any left? Get some more beads. So I've got another 3mm bead there. So that one's a 4 and that one's a 3. I'm going to bring that down, bring the wire around it. I'm going to go behind the leaf, so then that kind of supports the leaf a bit. Hold on. Can I take that one around? Let's finish off those wires at the back so I can see how much room I've got. So all of those wires, I'm just going to bend them around that middle section there. It's so easy just to finish them off around the middle. Press them all around, squeezing and pressing. So I've just discovered I can actually put 2 wires through my little leaf. You may not be able to do this, so you can finish it off whichever way you want, but I'm thinking if I can get 2 wires through it, it won't keep moving around. Haha, got him. And I'm just going to curl that wire there. I'm going to curl that around. Leave it to the back there, behind that leaf. Got a little sharp bit at the top there. Oh, I really love that one too. These are so cute. Finish off the back 2 wires the same. I'm just going to chop them off and curl them the same as the others. So I don't normally make pumpkins, but that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Each one has its own little character. I'd love to see what you make. Obviously you can do anything you want, they're so versatile. Get yourself some little embellishments to add, little extras. Come and share with me, come and show me what you've made, tag me in everything you make so I can see it. I'll run and oxidise these and I'll show you them properly. So there we have them finished. I've oxidised mine. If you'd like help oxidising yours, I've done videos on oxidising and aftercare. I think they came out really cute. So thanks for watching. I will see you all very soon with the next one. Bye for now. Bye.